So in this tutorial, I'm going to teach you how to do the facial features, so the eyes, nose, and mouth. So for this tutorial, you first have to have the head shape and the hair already done. If you have not done that yet, make sure you do that here in the first link. Click here to learn this first part that I've already have done. So next is the facial features. So first, I would start with the eyes. So what you're going to do for the eyes is you're going to go up to the shape tool. You're going to go to shapes and you're going to choose the circle tool here. And when you do that, the eyes, it actually works best if you do it really big off to the side because you can shrink it down later when you're done with the whole eyeball. So I'm going to start nice and big with my eyeball over here. So I'm going to pick a about maybe oval shape, about that size. I'm just doing one eye for right now. And this is going to be like the white part of my eye. So I'm going to change it white. Okay, and then I'm going to go back to shapes again to make the colored part of the eye. So if my eyes are brown, so I'm going to do a circle within this. And your eye shape should touch the top and the bottom of your white space. So here it touches the top and the bottom. And you can even take your original oval and make it a little bit shorter so I can make my eyeball a little less. So I'm just making my oval shape a little bit skinnier. I think that looks pretty good. So now I have the white of my eye here on each side, and then my colored part of my eye, the iris, here in the middle. And so I'm going to click it and then go up to fill color and change it to a dark brown. Okay, so again, notice that my brown part of my eye touches the top and the bottom of this oval. And then we need the black part of the eye. So I'm going to go back to shapes and circle again. And I'm going to make a smaller black circle kind of right in the middle, center it, and change the color to black. And there I have one eyeball. And to really make our eyes pop, it helps if you add a little tiny highlight. So we're going to go to shapes one more time. Click that circle tool. We're going to do a little tiny highlight in like one of the top corners. This corner could really be anywhere. Top right, top left. And we're going to change it to white. So that kind of gives a little like glisten to the eye. Okay, so now here's where the magic happens, right? We want this eye to fit on our person, the head here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the select tool here, which is already selected on my computer. And I'm going to click and drag and select all of those shapes. And now it allows me to change all the shapes while still keeping size of all the shapes, while still keeping the eye as a whole. And then you can click and drag it to the side that you want. While it's all selected, I can also right click and go to copy and make my second one, paste, and it's the same size and everything too. That's why I waited to copy until I had already changed the size. Okay, so there's my two eyes. Now, I kind of feel like my eyes are a little too big for my face here. I don't think I made them small enough. So I'm going to click the whole thing. Oops. So I just made a mistake. So I'm going to click the back button right up here, this undo back button. And try again. Actually, you know what? I might be easier if I just click backspace until it goes. There we go. So I just clicked the backspace button until it went all the way back from when I first selected all of them. And I'm just going to make it even smaller. And now try this again. Drag here, right click, copy, click out here, right click, paste. There's my second eye, same shape, or not shape, sorry, size. And that looks a lot better for my face. Okay, so now we're gonna do the nose. Okay, and the nose, well, instead of the shapes, we've been using Shape Tool for everything so far. So now we finally get to try something different. We're gonna go to the Line Tool. But we're gonna do this little drop down next to the Line Tool to select what kind of line we want. And we're gonna use the Scribble Tool. The Scribble Tool allows you to just kind of draw a line. So I'm just gonna draw my nose shape. Click and drag to come out and in for my nose. And then it kind of smooths what I did. So just to show you that again, if you go to the Scribble Tool, I'll draw it over here nice and big. So it kind of like allows you to draw a nose, but then it kind of smooths it out. Okay, so I'm to delete this, I'm gonna click on it and then click backspace on my keyboard. And I kind of think that nose is a little too big. So I can click on it just like I would a shape and change the size. See what that looks like. That might be a little better. Maybe a little taller and skinnier. And move it over a little bit so it's recentered. Oop. There, that looks a lot better. Okay, I can also use the Scribble tools to make my eyebrows. So I'm going to literally click the Scribble tool, it's still up there, but I'm going to click on it to select it and literally draw in my eyebrows. Eyebrow number 1, go back up to Scribble, eyebrow number 2. Okay, and what I can do is my eyebrows look really thin, right? But eyebrows usually aren't that thin. So I'm going to click on it and go up to the Line Weight tool, which is all about the thickness of the lines. And I can make it a little thicker, maybe like a 3 or 4 point line. Yeah. Okay, I want to make sure my eyebrows match. So that was 4, so I'm going to do 4 for this side as well. Okay, so now I have my eyes, my nose, my eyebrows. Last is the mouth. So for the mouth, we're going to go back to the Shape tool. And for this one, it really just depends on like what emotion you want to be expressing. So in my original teacher example, I had like an open mouth with like a tongue. So to do that, I used this tool, right? Actually, no, it was this tool. So I'm going to click on that one. And see how it's actually sideways. It kind of looks more like a D, but when you turn it, all of a sudden it becomes a smile. And I'm going to change the color to a black, maybe more like a dark gray. No, I like black. I like black. For like the cartoon, like the inside of my mouth. But that's like way too big, right? That's like taking over my face. So I'm going to make it a little bit smaller, a little skinnier. Kind of play with it until I'm happy. There's really no right or wrong with this. Whatever you think looks good for you. Okay, I think that's looking pretty good. And now I want to add like a tongue in there because it looks a little weird just being all black, right? So to add a tongue, if you wanted to, you go up to Shape. And then this one right here could work well as a tongue. So I'm going to click on that. I'm going to do it out here to the side. And then I'm going to flip it. And change it to a tongue color. It's like a dark red. And I'm going to move it over. And probably make it a little smaller. I think that's, now that I put it on the mouth, it looks a little big. Yeah, that's pretty good. You can even get as creative as putting like a white bar on the top of the mouth for like teeth, or maybe even putting a shape on top of the mouth as like lipstick. Really, you could kind of get as creative as you wanted here. Okay, so that is the facial features. So we have how to make the eyes, the nose, the mouth, and the eyebrows. So now you would be ready to move on to the next tutorial to learn how to do the neck and body.